Come on, everybody, let's start the show. A quick ahoy hoy and away we'll go. Richard's got a minifig and Flynn's got a pin. The gang's all here and it's time to begin. Tricky Bricks roll call. Moto, Holly, Kara, and sometimes Blair, Clicky, Logan, Ms. Thing and Angela, and Thunderman Ho! Now you're here to grab your bricks and let's go to the Tricky Bricks Build and Check Show!
Ahoy, hoy, friends.
Ahoy, hoy, friends. How's it going? Happy Sunday. Hope you're all having a great weekend so far. We went on like a thrift store thing yesterday. Like
we wanted to get out of the house and have a little adventure.
Yeah, so in the afternoon we went like to a few thrift stores, which we haven't done in years.
No,
like,
we don't.
We
have
be
so much stuff.
hardcore.
Including Lego has taken up a lot of the spare space.
It does. It does. But what I did get, and I don't know why, I have no idea why it happened, but I found this kind of, like ridiculous teacup that I am
dainty.
Completely obsessed with. It has like a matching saucer on it. I love the shape of it. And it holds about 2 ounces of liquid. Which is totally fine, but I feel really fancy.
Look how dainty it is.
I know, I feel really fancy drinking my coffee out of it. And it has like little flowers painted on the bottom. It is like, yeah, slipping.
Sort of pinky up kind of cup.
Slipping into like full grandmahood here.
Oh,
but hey, I couldn't turn it down. And you know, it's funny. I don't usually get like cups and stuff like that I enjoy, but I usually don't like these kind of kooky cups, but I do love it. Pinky out indeed, Darren. So anywho, we should say hi to everybody who's sitting in the green room right now, I think. So let's go ahead and, you know what? Oh, actually, Chris is saying D&D level 42 wizard chalice. Wow. Level 42. That's intense.
We're just level 9 right now.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. It says like Westerling or something like that. I have no idea. I don't know. I know. Put ing on the end of it. It certainly sounds fancy. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and say and greet everybody who's here in the room. It is from another part of the United States without his signature green hoodie. So I'm just letting you know now, so in case you don't recognize him.
He's shaking his
Moto
head at our geographic prowess.
He always does. That's a good thing. Oh, very good.
Oh, he's got 3
you
fingers
have 3
up.
fingers up.
Oops. I cannot sip a ginger ale with the pinky up. It turns out I'm not skilled enough.
Apparently not.
Apparently not. Hello.
Hi, good to see you. How's it going?
It's going. Yeah. I went to thrift stores yesterday too.
Oh yes. Well, you're a regular goer, right?
That's a regular thing. But yes, Mr. Meow wanted to do the thrift stores, and we thrifted until the stores were thrifted out. Mm-hmm.
You have the magic touch with finding Lego at thrift stores, and I wouldn't be surprised if you were looking for Nerf items as well.
We didn't buy any Lego. We're on pause because we're still sorting all the Lego we have. That's the new rule.
Fair.
Oh, that's very
good.
Which is what I'm doing at this silly desk right now, is trying to get all the Technic in its place, which is a nightmare. But yes, many a dart gun was purchased.
I find Technic one of the hardest things to sort because it's a fractal problem, right? The further you get down in the pile, the smaller the pieces get until they're like 1 pixel bushing size.
What's worst is when you finally get down to all the axles, and then you have to sort them by the length, and you just start churning through it nonstop. But right. It's close. Who's next?
Because I'm looking every time I take a sip, I see everybody else in the green room remembering. Like, oh right, I have coffee in front of me. From up north, the Pacific Northwest, it is Holly. Hi, Holly.
Cheers, everyone. Ahoy, hoy. Happy Sunday.
I recognize that cup. I've filled that cup up quite a few times. Holly always loves it when I come to stay because I have her coffee ready for her when she leaves for work in the morning.
I really do. I really do.
Wow, that's full service.
And from across the bay, it's Minifigchick. Hi, Cara. Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Holy bananas. That is awesome.
A Bob Mackie design there. That's crazy sparkles.
There will be more.
Wow.
Hi, baby. Yes. No, you're
impressive.
not
Most impressive.
There will
And
also
then we have now a special guest with us from the other side of the world, friends. Here on the eve of his first day as a Lego designer, it's Blair, all the way from Finland. Hi, Blair.
Hi, Blair.
Ahoy!
How's it going?
Doing well. Adjusting to life 9 hours ahead. It is definitely not brunch time here, y'all. Definitely not.
Right, because it's like dinner time there now, right?
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock. Yeah.
Very good, very good. Well,
allegedly. My brain doesn't necessarily know that it's 7 o'clock, but it's getting there.
And I see that you're working on a very special model that none of us can get our hands on right now.
This already has had some of the most incredible and insane techniques I have seen in a Lego set in my life. So
Wow.
No, you're supposed to tell us
Mind-warpingly
it's
cool.
absolutely horrible and it's not worth it and it's okay.
I mean, it's no majestic horse, let me tell you.
Oh, yes. I saw that. I got to say, like, yesterday, I tried my best to just stay off the internet because it drives me crazy. Like, it's just, it makes me I made that noise a lot yesterday because I wasn't very successful in staying off the internet. So there was a lot of,
Well, it was April Fool's, right?
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
And the
Okay.
worst is that a bunch of those posts are still floating around. And so you see them today and you're like, oh, that's 23 hours ago. Okay,
yeah.
got me again.
No.
Got me again.
No. The entire
I
week
see.
nothing is real.
Yeah. I stayed off the internet as well. Yeah, I just don't believe anything.
Well, that's
This is weird. I just dumped out a bag, and maybe this is jumping the gun on minifigs, but I just dumped out a bag, fresh, new, sealed bag. The minifig came out all assembled.
What?
Good for you.
I've never seen that before.
That's one of those like mini worlds things. If you get enough minifig sets, one will just automatically have assembled itself.
4 parts though? 4 parts came, and it's not even,
Someone probably blind belted for you as a prank and just left it in there.
But the thing is it's like not even the full build. Like it's missing its beard.
Oops.
It's
Oh.
That's so weird.
weird.
that's so bizarre.
Oh my goodness.
Logan
Well,
is
Actually,
trying
this
really
is a
hard.
prank I started 6 months ago when I traveled to Seattle. No.
I'll ask the guys at the factory if they ever do that.
Yeah,
I would love to know.
That's a new one for me.
Lego factory pranks.
all right. Well, I am going to go ahead and say it's time for pins. And if you don't have one, Blair, understood. You've got...
I happen to have one that was in my special stuff. So
Oh,
it's a
very
repeat
good.
since
Very,
y'all ran
very
me out of
good.
pins years ago, but that's okay.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at pins. Cara.
I have one of Paint Pusher's favorites. Monorail.
Oh, I love
that's
that.
a good one.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, it's a nice one. I like
That is
that yellow.
Yeah.
Spacey, space age transport.
Very cool.
Got a whole collection of all the different monorail pins.
Nice. Holly.
All right, we're gonna go with the Paranorman Mondo Zombie Hand.
Yay! It is a permanent fixture on my hoodie. That
Nice.
pin. Yeah, I have my Peter Pan pin that Minifigchick gave me, that one that you gave me, and my my Wednesday Addams pin that Richard gave me.
Perfect.
My permanent display.
These made a comeback at the Mo Pop, so you can still get these.
Oh, very good. It's a good one. It's a good one. Hi, Scott. Okay.
Scott.
Moto, where are we going today?
We're nearing the end of the winter vacation, friends. We're nearing the end. We're almost there. But here is a place that you just drive through.
Wow. Bryce is beautiful. I love that one.
That's got to be one of his favorites, Mr. Meows. Yes.
Guess who picked that one out?
Yeah, we know.
That's awesome. I've been to Bryce, and it is absolutely stunning.
Stunning. That's the word I was thinking.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. Yay.
Yeah, he was surprised that the animal did not appear during the vacation. But that's okay. It's on the pin.
They're not meant to be seen, you know?
No, that's kind
All
of
right, Blair.
Yeah, my perma pin, the one that came with me on the plane, is
Yay! Very good.
Gotta have it.
Absolutely.
Very good. Okay, and then I guess it's our turn now.
Yep.
Okay, everybody, now is the time to populate their participants list on YouTube. So make sure and say hi for the shout out.
We need you all in their chat thing to sound off in there, you know.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm. Well, we had Meow Meow. Now we have Woof Woof. We've got Pluto. Pluto as a bone right there.
And I, going with Kara's yellow theme, I've got this great Alice in Wonderland pin.
Ooh, that's really nice.
Yeah, you know, I've noticed that some of them, like some of the ones that you get, the faces look a little bit wonky sometimes. Like I have one Princess Tiana pin that it's kind of... I was so excited because it was my only Tiana pin. And then when I really looked at it, I was like, oh... She looked like maybe she'd had a couple behind, you know, the liquor store. Like it was not good. But so yeah. Anyway, oh my goodness. So yeah, let's go ahead and here I'm gonna click a couple of buttons here. So I did while I'm getting the list up. Anybody have anything exciting happen this week? I mean, we know Blair's every day is something exciting this week.
It's been a trip for sure. Yeah. 12-hour plane journey with 2 cats and a kid and the wife, and caught up on some cool movies I hadn't seen yet.
Anything good? What did you see?
Actually, I watched Violent Night, and I was very impressed. It was really fun. It's by the people who did John Wick, but it's basically like a Home Alone Christmas magic story.
Okay.
And it's an action comedy.
I wouldn't know that by the title. I thought it was a horror movie, but okay.
No, it's like Santa goes rogue kind of thing. It's really cool.
I got it.
And it was like actually kind of heartwarming too. I was really impressed. And then a couple of just other random things. I put Jurassic Park on just, you know, for comfort.
I'm ready for the Krampus comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's
musical.
Let's say hi to everybody who's in the chat today. Who have we got here today? We've got Fourth World Adam. It's here. Brick Jedi is here. Chaz's Yard Services and Lego. Now, hey, we need that. Can you come to our house, please, Chaz? Bubs and Lava Bat. Hey, Bubs, haven't seen you in a while. Great to see you. Did we do Brick Jedi? I think we said yes. Chris D&D level 42 Wizard Chalice.
Wowsy wow.
Darren Siegfried is here. Fabufan MKE. We got Gorgonzola, Heather Mraz, John Luttrell, and Vicky. Hello, good to see you. We've got Lisa Head. And kicking off the Emscapades, Minifigchick, Monica Berry, and Moto. It was like a haiku today. It's a little... we got Phil Carlton. Hi. Pink Wheels 3. Hi. How's it going? Good to see you. Sam Harmon is here. I imagine Kat probably too. We've got Smoke Up Johnny and Zach Martinez. And of course, bonsoir to Wilfred, wherever you may be, and Zarakino Kim. Very good. Awesome. Well, what is the thing? What's happened up?
Holly, your shirt looks like a 20-sided die, but is it just full geometry?
I mean, yes.
It's a D20.
Yes and yes, I suppose. It doesn't have any numbers on it. So
well, I wish I would have known. I would have totally done I would have totally worn my D20 shirt today.
We're going to the D&D movie tonight, so I had to be
cool. Very good.
I want to check that out for sure.
Yeah,
I tried to convince Mr. Meow and he will not go. I don't
really.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. We had board game
not for
night.
everybody.
We had board game night recently with a librarian friend of ours who plays D&D with kids as part of his work at the library. He's just super
yeah,
fun
they have like a
guy.
D&D program at the library, and he's DMing for like 6 to 9 year 9 to 12 year
9 to
olds.
12-year-olds.
Yeah, so that's an experience. But the really cool thing is they went and had the kids go on. I introduced them to Hero Forge, which is a place where you can kind of go and create custom D&D miniatures. They have a huge variety of like pieces that you can put on and all that kind of stuff. And hey, Scott, too. Sorry, I know we sorry, when we do our list, we don't see people who are on Facebook. So hello to everybody on Facebook, and Scott, good to see you. Love you too. Great to have you here today. So anyway, they can make their own miniatures. They printed them. They got all the STL files, and I am so excited to be the one who gets to use my resin printer to print all the kids their little custom miniatures.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ooh, yeah, awesome. It's really, hey, Shy Time is my time. Good to see you. Awesome. Yeah, it was, I'm excited to be able to print them. And it was funny because in the way of kids, every single figure has like every possible thing that they could cram on it. If it let them
what I would do.
It,
that's what I would
put it
do.
all on there. They've got wings. They've got crowns. They've got wands and staffs and animals and magic coming off of everything. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Very, very funny. Oh my goodness.
As long as you don't have to paint them too.
No,
they're
I don't. They're going to paint them at the library together.
That's part of their fun adventure together.
Yeah, I think that's such a cool. What a cool program! It's like really, really cool. Yeah, and I've been plugging away. Speaking of 3D printing, getting that game table done. I've almost got a 9 unit square.
Yay!
So close.
It's
progress.
Slow going, but the printer's doing a great job.
Yeah, it is. Thank
cool.
goodness. Oh my goodness. So what's everybody working on this week?
When you listen to your printer, does it go, wait, I think I can, wait, I think I can, wait, I think I can.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And occasionally at night, in the middle of the night, it says, "Oh, I thought I could."
It hasn't done that in a long time. I'm just saying.
That's great.
What are you working on, Minifigchick?
Something.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I am building the Balrog because he's so cute.
Oh, very good.
You shall not pass.
We saw all the Lord of the Rings movies on Blu-ray at the thrift store yesterday for like $3 a pop. And I already have the extended version DVD, so I wasn't gonna like reinvest. But I gotta say, and I know I've mentioned this before, but hang on to those DVDs and Blu-rays, kids, because it's getting to the point now where any movie you want to see, if it's not already on one of the main streaming services, you're gonna have to pay for it.
Yep.
So for me, who is somebody who watches movies multiple times, I would rather own it and have it to watch whenever I wanted to, instead of
Absolutely.
instead of like going, oh, I really wish I could watch such and such, and be like, oh, look at that. It's
especially when you have kids, because like now the kids, like it's like constant that we like make movie references, or a movie comes up that like our kids haven't seen, and then we have to figure out like it's like we can never remember. We're like, oh man, I swear we own that, and we'll like go through our whole like DVD Blu-ray collection and can't find it. Then we're like, well, maybe it was a screener. Screeners are really hard to look through because they're just like in an envelope.
Right.
with like a really thin title maybe on the side. So then we have like a stack of screeners like this that we go through with like mini duplicates. Then we're like, maybe we bought it on a streaming platform. We're just like, where is it?
And you never know when someone might pull Lucas and change your favorite part about a movie, or
That's right.
Yep. Something or bury it.
Totally.
And gone are the days of
And hey, Mel.
going to the video store.
Yeah. Oh, I have exciting. Well, nobody here actually cares, but I'm excited.
No, okay.
Well, let's see. Where to
You
start?
might tell us first before we decide whether we care or not.
I hate it.
I know.
It doesn't apply to anybody in this room now, but I'm excited. We get Eric basically takes most of the credit for starting a VES chapter in Oregon, which is Visual Effects Society chapter. So
awesome.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah, so they'll start doing like movie theater screenings and events and things in Oregon. So Oregon's like on the map for filmmaking now.
That's awesome.
Oh, yay.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yay.
See, I think you think your job and work and life are not half as fascinating as they are.
It's
Indeed.
you can be excited that I'm excited. I'll take that.
Well, and I can. Well, let me see. I've got something I'm excited about that probably most people here won't care about, but I'm going to get it anyway.
What is
Show
that?
it off.
What could it be?
I have no idea. Listen to all that sound of the plastic rattling. It's going to be
know, right?
different. One of these days when it's all paper, it's going to sound different.
Okay,
What
so
could it be?
you know, I love the cosplay, and I loved making my Mando costume, even though it was like swimming upstream because I had no idea what I was doing.
We had to get out all the different art
Every
supplies for
tool
that.
on the planet. Anyway, so and because of hanging out with Amy, she's always encouraging me to do more. She's like, make more things, do more things.
That's Amy from season 1 Lego Masters.
Right, Amy DD. So I was on Twitter, which I try to kind of just keep into my lane of like 3D printing people and cosplay people and Lego people. That's kind of like my Twitter feed. And I was
Which is quite the Venn diagram, by the way.
What'd you say?
So there's quite a Venn diagram for that.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And I was fortunate enough to win a copy of this amazing book by Beverly Downen. She does incredible cosplay called the Cosplayer's Ultimate Guide to EVA Foam.
Oh, wow.
And it's all about making cosplay and how you can make stuff to custom fit you and all kinds of stuff. And she's incredible. And just to give you kind of an idea of some of the stuff you can do with this, now I'm trying to see if I have if the whole picture is in here, but it may just be this part, but that's fine. Check this out. This is all made of foam. But this is her Hela cosplay.
Wow.
Whoa.
And that whole headpiece is all
Yes.
foam.
Wow.
Easy.
Which is nice
Yeah.
because that means it's probably lightweight.
Yeah.
Really
Yes.
lightweight.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it really is. So, so I'm super excited about this book, and I'm gonna try and for my next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually try to make some custom armor that I design myself.
Ooh,
Cool.
fun.
Sweet.
Ooh, yeah.
That's some
So we'll see.
armor.
Yeah, we'll see. No, not Beskar, just armor. I'm gonna make
Oh,
some,
old school, like
some
castle.
old school D&D style armor, that kind of armor.
Well, in our talking about armor in our back storage room, our crypt of sets, we've got that huge castle set, and I keep looking at it. I think we're gonna build the castle set.
Oh, we are?
I don't know.
Okay.
It
We
seems
also
like fun.
we also have an Ewok village that someone has yet to open any bags for.
We have to do that.
Oh,
Just
that's a
saying.
fun build because it has so many functions in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of
Right.
a special
so
one you
excited
want
to
to
get that.
prepare for, though. You know,
Well, my 2-ounce cup of coffee is empty, so
Here,
I'm. Excuse me. I'm gonna refill. So, what's everybody building on this week? We know what Blair's doing, but if you want to show off some more, you can.
I'm still working on
Um,
this guy.
Oh, all right. That's it. Not going to look anymore.
I mean, it's built. You've seen it. It's on the box.
I know. I am.
My wrists are still sore from sanding my daughter's Mandalorian armor last summer, right?
No.
Jeez. The sanding. Oh, my goodness.
You guys didn't use like a palm sander? That doesn't work?
Probably too much, right?
It really depends on what it's made out of. Yeah, and we use a Dremel you use for some of the foam stuff. But if it was armor that was 3D printed, it would take a lot of sanding for sure. Yeah.
Wow, not spilling this tiny cup is like a poison test.
Chaz's Yard Services built Rivendell in 12 hours. Now, that's admirable.
Yeah.
Personally, I just like stretching the builds out. I love giving them something to do.
I've been savoring this like all week, just little bit by little bit.
Yeah, same. I mean, I built this one while we were watching like one of the Lord of the Rings movies. So I guess if maybe 1.5 of the movies, I got the first part done. So I think like it does go quick, but there's definitely places where you want to take your time and be careful because you could mess up, and then once you mess up, it's like one of those things that it'd be hard to disassemble to reassemble. So I'm taking my time with it.
Oh, this is a good point. Oliver says, I also still have that Ewok village in the box. Kind of anxious about it as there were reports of it often being plagued by the reddish-brown plague. Oh,
well,
no.
Yeah. I mean, at least reddish-brown is pretty easy to replace for the most part.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of rare parts in it. It's mostly rare minifigs at this point. So it's definitely something that you could, like, upgrade, but... Yeah, it all depends. It could be a good batch. It could be, if it was stored really well, like you never know.
But you can get those parts replaced by Lego. If like any of those parts break, you just contact Lego and they'll send you new ones.
Yeah,
I feel like the dark red and reddish brown break when I'm trying to take something apart.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the worst.
Some pearl gold as well. Some pearl gold is. Like
don't say that.
Oh, no!
No, don't say that.
It's only for my run, it was only in the lightsaber handles. I have a bunch of pearl gold lightsaber handles that just split when you look at them.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness.
No.
I did not need to know that. Well, besides building the Balrog today, I am working on these, which I am making a t-shirt.
Wow.
So...
There will be
hologram, and there will be glitter.
Can I get one without glitter? Can I get one without glitter?
It's a proclamation.
Well, I mean, it's glitter iron-on, so I don't think it'll leak anywhere. But
okay, as long as there's no raver scabies coming off of it.
No, it's oh my goodness. Once glitter's in your life or any of your friends' lives.
Yeah.
You don't even have to have it in your house.
Well, now you have to ship it with the glitter loosely intermingled with styrofoam, so it doesn't just explode. It cleans it like static.
I would
static
never.
Cleans everything.
They will refuse that at customs.
Yeah, they would.
Hey, Alexander 23Z, how's it going?
But yeah, what size, Blair?
Medium.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Oh. Well,
this is the test, so I will be testing the glitter as well.
Wow, it looks great.
I know. I have to come over I need to come over with a bunch of things and some foam, Cara, because one of the big tips in the book here was using a die cut machine, like a Cricut, to cut out a lot of the details and stuff. Which, it's so funny because you got that Cricut when we were building the Mando armor, and the only thing I thought to ask you to cut for me was the little rhino thing.
Yeah.
But I think it was because I was already far along. But if I had really thought about it, there were so many pieces on that armor that could have been cut that way and saved like 1,000 hours of cutting.
Yeah, we've used ours for just like the, those little sheets of foam. We've made pieces out of that and used our Cricut for that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with die cutting machines right now, but I'm not going to buy one.
No, I've got one. We've got one. You don't need to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got one within reach, sure.
Well, and then also, so Amy turned me on to, apparently in Oakland, there is a maker space that you can go to that has a laser cutter and all kinds of tools and stuff. So I'm looking into possibly volunteering there a couple of hours a week in exchange for being able to use the space. And then with a laser cutter, you can actually cut thick foam.
Yeah.
And it is so much more precise than
X-Acto blade. You know, Holly, you mentioned the Venn diagram. I bet, like, between this group here, I'm sure there are other hobbies, other crafty, makery hobbies that go along with Lego. And I'm sure in the chat, too, people who collect Lego and build must also, lots of them, build and make other,
kind of makers. Yeah, I mean, I stumbled upon a Lego chat at work. Like, we have Mattermost, and it's kind of like Discord. Like, we have channels for all different interests and things. Most of it's actually work related, but then we have a few channels that are like games and movies and making and food and whatever. And somebody invited me to a Lego chat where like I didn't create it. Somebody else at work created it. And there were several people already in it when I got there. And I was like, yeah, that tracks.
And then, and were you like, do you know who I am?
No, but it was very sweet because somebody did post in the chat like about the Coraline house. They're like, oh my God, because they just can't, that happens all the time. People are just now like finding out about it. And somebody stumbled upon it and was like going nuts over it. And then someone tagged me in the chat, of course. They're like, oh yeah, that's our very own Holly Webster,
Oh, how fun.
That's awesome. Very cool. Well, okay, and yes, Monica, you're right. Crossover with dollhouse makers. Yes, like people who are into miniatures for
Flynn,
sure.
you made a really cool dollhouse.
I did.
With custom wallpaper and electricity in it.
It was no surprise, a haunted dollhouse. And I built in a rotating wall, like an entire wall of one of the rooms spun around, and I had like a little room with a crystal ball on a table and all this kind of biz. It was really fun.
That's sounding very much like the Coraline house.
Yeah.
Lisa Head pops up and says, "My job is a maker field." Lisa Head makes some of the most amazing costumes I have ever seen.
I know. She probably is looking at this book and she's like, I know all of this stuff already. Yeah, she does really make amazing stuff. But if you're into if you're into costume making on your own cosplay stuff, do pick up this book, because seriously, I was just looking through it over the past few days and going, oh man, I wish I would have known that little thing, or oh man, I wish I would have had that tip available to me when I was starting out. Because there was so much.
I might be looking to borrow it sometime around Halloween. That's
sure. Well, yeah, absolutely. It's a good one.
Didn't we see, was it at Bricks Cascade that we saw a full, huge gown made of CMF bags?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was amazing. I think the kinds of costumes people make, that are not hopefully as painful as stepping on Lego. I think lots of Lego wearables are pretty painful.
Oh yeah.
Well, if they're shoes, definitely. We'll be able to see Kara's chainmail soon, I'm sure.
Yes. And you guys have seen the wedding dress that just got accepted to go in next year at the Lego house, right?
No.
What is that?
Oh, it's out of Australia.
Of course, it's out of Australia.
Or is it the one from the Australia maker?
Yeah, from the Australia maker. Because cool. Flair was saying, "Oh, she just got accepted to an invitation to the Lego house."
That's so cool.
Good on you. That's the way to do it.
Well, I will see that when it gets here.
Yep.
Yeah, we will too.
You all have that. Chance, yeah.
June loved seeing your build in person, guys. It was just as beautiful as the day you installed it.
Oh, I'm thank so you. Glad. That's awesome.
Although you probably got me in trouble because she wants one of those seahorses now. But if anyone's gonna find one, it's gonna be me here somewhere around Billin.
Yeah.
And we had help with the seahorses.
Don't point out the octopus.
One of them.
We have one of those.
One of them is you have one. You said
the octopus, the glow in the dark.
Oh, the glow in the dark.
Yeah, but no seahorse,
yeah. So there was what did we? So one of them is borrowed from Holly in our display, because we have two, and then one of them is ours that's a little scratched up, and now we have another one from Moto's present of the thing. So maybe when we come to take it down, maybe June could be the recipient of the one that's not Holly's.
Nice.
Yeah, it's something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. So
Indeed.
we had all of it. We had it all.
Everything.
That's awesome. Oh, well, I'm so glad. Yeah, it's so funny. I forgot that. Yeah, you would be able to go and just see it now.
Yeah, we bought our season passes for the. Well, I got my passes for Lego House, and then we got season passes for Legoland. We did opening day yesterday. Speaking of haunted houses, that haunted house at the Billund Legoland is amazing.
It's
and
the
I
one
don't think I'd ever been in a proper
right?
like hall of mirrors, and we all had such a good time. It was so
pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I gotta say, sometimes the old school stuff is the best. Like you just can't you can go on all the rides at Universal Studios where they project everything onto the wall in front of you, like you're watching a movie. But there are some things that you cannot recreate the experience of being in a mirror maze.
Yeah.
And it's so classic too, like being in it. I mean, I was having flashbacks to so many different movies, like James Bond and, like different Batman moments and all these different things. It was so classic. And there were it was a bunch of us from our hiring workshop that we all took our families there together and got to see each other for the first time since then. So it was just really fun.
I think I saw Lettuce was there too, wasn't he?
Yeah. I saw him later in the day. He kind of came late because he's got two toddlers in tow who are adjusting super well. But then they were all playing over here later in the day. It was really fun.
I'm curious, Blair, when we went to the Lego house, we went through all the exhibits and lots of them seemed to be aimed towards younger kids interacting with the models. What was June's response to some of the
she wanted to do all of it, I mean, just running like a kid in the candy store, but we did maybe 3 or 4 different things, and we said, we don't have to do everything today because we live here now, so you can just walk over there anytime after this week because spring break just started, so now it's packed. You're clear so I don't get sick first week because that.
And it just opened too, right? Wasn't April 1st the first day?
Oh, for Legoland, yeah. For Lego House, it's been open this whole time. So,
Sorry, Lego House, yeah. Okay.
But the interactive stuff is amazing. I mean, and to be able to do it with the kiddo, I've tinkered around a little bit when I was here for the workshop, but just to see kids interacting with it is very different, and it's magical. I mean, so many of the things have the projection mapping from the ceiling, and you do something and it changes, or
building
things
city,
and it
right?
animates them.
Hi, Apples.
Hey, Apples.
Did you make your way into the basement?
Oh yeah, we did the museum part because there was also a scavenger hunt going on, so we had to find all the eggs so that June could get the prize.
Right on.
Cute.
Which is definitely not the keychains that were on clearance a while ago.
Oh my goodness. Well, okay, we've still got a little bit to go. And we have yet to touch our model. It's still just sitting here.
Okay. My pirate has one leg.
Oh man.
Oh, that's so good.
I have a platform.
Wow. I also ended up with some extra pieces, but I triple checked my work and I think they were just actually extra. It made me very nervous though.
Blair, that's an interesting construction, that the fact that a model that big, a minifig that big could bend at the waist. What was that structure like?
Oh, it's crazy cool. These legs go on just like real Lego legs. They're on.
Oh, they insert in?
Awesome.
Oh, very cool.
So they have ball joints inside so that you can actually move everything. This thing, seriously, this is mind-boggling stuff. There's so many times where things weren't connected, and you had to then, things were, it's not built in upside down ways, but they weren't actually connected until you then manually connected them. So it's a very advanced model, definitely not a kid-friendly build for. I mean, advanced kids could do it, but like it's not like a 4+. You know, it's very modern thinking. Stuart did a bang-up job on this thing. It's like it's so cool. I really hope that we'll see things like Spaceman maybe in the future, or
you know what?
Like a series.
I just realized that Stuart was actually talking about that set when we were in Billund. He had mentioned that he was working on a set that was coming out, and obviously he didn't say what it was because he couldn't.
Because you don't.
Because you don't. But yeah, oh, that's awesome. Very cool.
I like how smooth the angles are on it. I think that must be very clever building to get that.
Oh,
sort of
that first
shape.
I mean, Kara might want to cover her eyes. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who wants to see that stuff go together. But this is the inner torso. To get those angles is some crazy technic math. Just to get the sides of the torso to be accurate like that. I wonder
if that's like one of those. I wonder if that's one of those things that I'm sure it is. The thing where you just put stuff together until it works, and then you have to deconstruct it to see, like, to break it down step by step.
I hear there's some of that. I've also been told, and this was long before I even knew I was getting the job, but I heard that there's a guy in the basement who's like not even part of the design team, who's like a math magician, and you take something to him when you can't figure it out, and he's just like, give me a couple hours. And then
that's cool.
Into a Microsoft Teams meeting, and it's like, it's done.
Is he the same architect they spoke about who solved the carriage return on the typewriter?
Might be. He sounds like he's like Technic math master, but he doesn't work in the design group. He's like IT or something, you know.
Oh, he's like Bixby in the Next Generation. He's the gardener at Starfleet Academy that everybody goes for advice.
As long as he's not, who's that guy that I don't like?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
The one that Barkley. No, Barkley.
Barkley's cool, man. He got Voyager home. Come on.
Barkley is not cool.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What, you've never seen Star Trek?
Oh,
Next Generation?
No.
Yeah, it's a TNG reference. He got over his hollow addiction. You know, he's a thriving entrepreneuring engineer.
Oh my goodness. Well, I apologize for the super long link because I couldn't figure out how to do it anywhere. But here is the Amazon link for that book that I was showing earlier if you're interested in that sort of thing. So there you go. Let's see.
Now I'm building some arms.
Nice.
It's time for cookies.
I know it is. It is definitely that time.
Logan's been ready since the start of the show.
I know.
Look on her face. Oh my god.
What?
The look on her face is priceless.
On whose face?
Who do you think?
Oh, Skittles?
Yeah. I have her full attention.
Well, she plays it cool once she's on camera, but you know she's into cookie time.
That's right. And speaking of which, it is time for the pause that refreshes, if you didn't realize by now. It is Logan Cookie Time. Oh, wait, we got to go. There we go.
Okay, can you catch? Good boy.
Yay, earthquake. Okay, here we go. Great. Yes. You are so good. You are so good at that. All right, and now it's time for Skittles with the weather.
You are not so good at this. Let's try. Let's see what we get today. You ready? Gonna catch it? You have to catch it. You tried.
I almost tried.
You tried. Catch it. Okay, you gotta try a little bit
more for later.
Skittles. There's more. Ready? Catch this one.
Wow.
Here? Okay,
wow.
You got that. Okay, maybe we scoot you over a little bit. There we go. Come on.
She's banking those.
Oh,
I think I saw her open her mouth.
That's right. See, that's what I think the trick is. I think she just waits for them all to go on the floor, and then afterwards she can just go down and eat like a whole smorgasbord of dog treats.
More, Mom? More?
What are you doing, dude?
One more. This is it.
That was just that one. That was
Didn't
pure
try.
air right there.
Didn't even try.
And that has been Logan
Logan
Cookie Time. Oh my goodness. Oh, always hilarious.
All right, I managed to get 3 of
There's
them.
a cat too. Hey, Mark.
And the cat too.
Oh,
How are
that's
the
your
cats
kitty.
playing?
They adjusted pretty well. They love the Danish heated floors.
Oh,
I bet.
Oh, I'm
Like,
sure.
whoa.
I want a heated floor.
I tell you, these places are warm. I actually had to crack a window. It's
Yeah.
getting warm in here.
it is like literally all or nothing. We noticed
Yeah.
that was one of our takeaways from visiting, is just like how hot it is everywhere inside.
Yeah, walking in from 4 degrees Celsius outside and getting inside, and you're like, I can't get all these layers off fast enough.
Jedi Rob Frost. The place to be when one wants to watch niche celebrities toss treats at dogs.
It's true.
Nailed it.
Using the word celebrity rather loosely. But yeah.
Niche, very niche.
So golly.
Apparently an audience for that though.
There is. Hey, I mean, I'm not gonna complain. And people want to see that. I give them my 100% support.
Logan is trying so hard for more treats right now.
Really, what a surprise.
Get one more.
Yeah, Skittles
Oh,
is
we're back
still,
to-
See?
yeah, she's still sniffing around my feet.
Let's see, time for a little bit of knolling.
All right, almost done with 2 bags.
Oh, we're making the seats. I see. We're making seats for the theater now. That's what we're working on.
Seats.
Yeah, like the theater chairs.
Ooh.
There are so many of these little parts, those like 2 plate high parts in this set.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Nice. We need these guys.
So, what was the final verdict on the lighthouse, Holly?
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, it looks really good. The light works pretty well. It's a little tricky getting the gears to align. It's one of those things that since I was, it's maybe not the best set for the build-in chat, because you really, again, kind of have to pay attention.
Right.
If you mess up at the bottom, you get all the way to you build it all the way to the top, and if it's not working, then you're in trouble. Yeah, let me go grab it. It looks really good.
I love just the details, like inside the little house, and the way that they got it at an odd angle going across. And then I didn't realize until we built it at our store that the tower has a full interior. I was not expecting that. I thought that the mechanics were going to take up the interior, but it's really
it's kind of weird though, because you don't get very good for the cabin. It's pretty easy to access. Hold on a second. Because this whole little top part comes off. So the little roof comes off of the cabin. So you can see inside the cabin. And it's really cute because there's 2 lights. Like, as you know, with power function lights, you get a light that goes up to the top, but then you have an extra light. So they put a light in behind the little wood burning stove in the cabin, so the little cabin lights up too. Just super cute. Makes it look really cozy. But getting access to the interior of this part is much more difficult because it's paneled on, and I can't even remember what comes off. Like this. So each of these little panels like this comes off, so you get a peek inside.
Well, it's
Or
almost like
just
that's
the
almost
one?
like story building or storytelling for the builder. You know, like if you're not going to see that a lot after it's built, there's a certain amount of
Exactly.
narrative.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So they do come off relatively easily, but you almost forget because, you know, they just kind of blend in.
Like you're going to put it on your shelf and probably not take it apart all the time.
Yeah. And it's mostly like the detail. I mean, there's not a whole lot of detail. It's pretty much just like stairway going up, and then there's like on the wall. This was pretty cool though. When I was building this and I was talking about the cable management that was built in, that was what I was kind of impressed with. Where they have parts and pieces where to tuck away the cables.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Stereo.
Yeah.
And then of course the rock work, and then the access for it for turning the light on is inside this little cave here. There's just a little bit, you probably can't even see it, but there's a switch.
Very good.
It's very well hidden.
Mm-hmm. Pretty cute. Looks great on a shelf.
So
With all my ships.
Of the mock builders on screen right now, if you're building something and you're going to take it to a convention and it's going to face the crowd, do you detail the back or not?
Well, the only couple of things that I've built for displays, you can see the back. So,
right.
Yeah, all my stuff's 360.
Yeah.
I want to get a turntable, like a motorized Lazy Susan, or make one out of Technic to be able to show all around.
I have 2 of them, and I got them from Amazon, but that's what I put my stuff on.
Same here. Except my Susan, who's just so big. Like, he's just, he's like this big, so you can just see him from anywhere in the room, I guess.
He's not lazy, so it's inappropriate.
He's not lazy.
So Bub's asking if there's any printed stickered tiles, or if there is any cool or unique pieces in there.
There are some really cool printed pieces. Like, I think this part is printed, the Aurora Point, because that would be a horrible sticker to try to apply.
Oh yeah.
There are some stickers, but not a lot. There's just like
mostly just the paintings and photographs inside.
Exactly. Like if you didn't want to apply stickers, it wouldn't be missing anything at all from the build.
I kind of like that they're stickers too. I mean, I guess they could have been prints because they're just going to go on a tile anyway. But I like that, you have the option to put them somewhere else because they're they're kind of universal little portraits and stuff.
Exactly. I think there's maybe and the mirror, that's the one you have to apply, is the mirror sticker for the lens to work. That one's necessary.
Now, I can't remember right now. Are there actual true Lego pieces that are chrome, or are those always? I know I've seen custom pieces.
No, there's real chromed ones.
No, I use real chrome. And your Mad Max V8 Interceptor, I think, has chrome elements.
Yep. Oh,
they're just not
right. Maybe macaronis and the dagger. I've seen a chrome dagger,
and I've seen the chromed drill bit.
They just don't make them anymore. That's the thing, is they're all retired.
Yeah.
That's why the Nabby
Starfighter's
like
they actually outsourced all the chroming to an individual. I believe he was in Germany or in a different part of Denmark, and so they would actually send all the sprues to him, and he'd chrome it and send it back. And then when they stopped doing it, it was really interesting because they actually left him with a bunch of inventory, and he was like, "What do I do with this?" And they were like, So there's quite a few AFOL folks who have like full uncut sprues of daggers and little little spears from AquaZone and crystals and coins. And he just would sell them. He sold them off to people.
Oh, that's right. What am I thinking? Of course, the One Ring is chrome gold, right?
Oh, yeah. I guess that's the only one thing we still make that's chrome, huh?
Don't they still make the chrome coins too?
Yeah.
I haven't seen them in a while.
I think they do though, occasionally. I think there were some in the what's the name of it? I always forget, Pirates of Barracuda Bay. Weren't there some in there?
They might even have a stock.
Oh yeah, Oliver notes they still make some chrome lightsaber hilts, I think.
Yeah.
Did I just hear Blair use a new plural pronoun? He said he didn't say Lego they make, he said we make.
Oh, he was doing that weeks ago.
I mean, I've technically been an employee for like a year and a half.
True.
Now.
Yep, it's true.
He's just working in a different building.
Yeah.
No.
And
Now
there'll
you
be
get to.
another building. They're building more buildings out here. It's crazy. There's
What
a
I've
lot
heard.
of
Oh, and that's interesting, and this makes total sense.
no, you
but
get to
Monica
twirl.
points out that they have to make the pieces slightly smaller to account for the thickness of the chrome paint.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so.
Electroplate, yeah. I think, Blair, that now when you say it, you have to twirl your mustache. Maybe we need to.
I'm trying to keep the wax off this fresh build.
Maybe we need to.
So many shiny black pieces. My fingerprints are showing up all over the place.
You mean you don't just wake up and your mustache does that all on its own?
I am so due for some more maintenance, but it's so cold here. I don't want to I don't want to trim the hedges just yet because it's been frigid these past few months.
Yeah.
Totally fair.
Are you going to come back as like the Yukon guy from Frosty and the Snowman?
Yukon Cornelius?
Yeah.
I think he's going to be more like the guy from Game of Thrones. Tormund. Giant Bane.
Tormund was the name
I matched this guy.
Of. Tormund's the guy with the red hair,
right? With the red hair, yeah. Tormund Giantsbane. Why I remember that, I don't know, but I did.
I was trying so hard to think of his name just this past week.
He's the one who wanted Brienne of Tarth to be his girlfriend, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Oh yes. Well, who didn't?
Well, right? Come on. There was somebody was saying, somebody said this on the interwebs, and I totally realized that I was doing the same thing without even thinking about it. But they were saying that every time, so the armorer character on The Mandalorian, they said every time the armorer talks, I just imagine that it's Gwendolyn Christie in the armor. Like, oh, you're right. I think I automatically do that. It would be kind of amazing.
Oh, but it's not, I don't think.
It's not. No, it's not. But I loved that they. I loved how in Wednesday they made her super glamorous. I just thought that was so great. Ooh, nice.
This is so adorable.
It's very cute.
Wings move.
Very, very cute.
Oh, cute, my little monster.
Am I knolling these out too? Maybe we need a bowl.
I want to do like an adult
Yeah.
bust, though. Like an 18+ Balrog head that you can put on the wall.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would rock.
Light bricks.
Speaking of,
this would be my last day of speculations. I predicted too many things on this show. I'm gonna have to have, very tight lips from here on out.
well, so speaking of things that we haven't talked about yet, are you allowed to say? Do you know, and are you allowed to say, what team you're on, Blair?
I just found out, and like many of my special moments over the last few years, Pricky Fam is going to be the first to know. So, you want to do a drum roll?
Yeah, let's do. I don't have a sound effect, unfortunately. Wait, the only sound effect I have one sound effect, but we can use it if you want.
Go ahead.
Hammer time.
Okay.
Hammers.
I mean, hammer time works.
Hammer roll.
Since I am going to be on the superheroes team.
Oh,
Yay!
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
It's really cool. Yeah, my brickmate is Carter, who I've known in the online community for a while. He did the gauntlets, and then he's basically like my tour guide buddy. And then my mentor is actually going to be Mark Stafford. So I'm really excited about that because space.
Well, can you tell for the people who don't know, like I didn't know when we talked about this,
if you Lego Nabii, Nabii on Flickr, he's had his hands in just about every space theme over the last decade plus. It'd be like the Vic Viper in the ADU, or not the ADU, the Alien Conquest set, Space Police 3, and any of that cool stuff, Power Miners. So he's going to be teaching me how to do it the Lego way.
That's, now I imagine that's going to take a little. That's going to take a little bit of adjustment. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right? I asked Carter when I was over at his house a little bit ago, because he still has all his mocks together, and he's also one of the folks he does a lot of building outside of work still. Even though we work in the chocolate factory, still make chocolate at home. I said, has it influenced your builds at home personally? Do you build more, Lego like at home? And he said, no, I just am much more conscious about when I'm breaking the rules.
Yeah.
So how would you describe, and this is for anyone on the panel, how would you describe mock making styles as different from Lego sets? What mocks apart?
If you're familiar with or have ever read an article about like illegal techniques, I mean, that's the primer right there. It's really anything that stresses the brick, or that would be not cool over time. Like if you're not familiar with it, we've changed plastics now, so that might also change. But any of the polycarbonate plastic stuff, you couldn't put polycarbonate to polycarbonate. Like you ever take out 80s or 90s space and somebody's put one of the 2x2 round satellite dishes over one of the antennae, and you just cannot get it off. It's because they actually physically fuse together over time. They chemically bond to one another. But there's all kinds of things where like you can't do certain snot techniques because it's, while it might fit, it's like pushing things wrong, or like sticking Technic pins in an anti-stud, things like that, all those weird workarounds.
Using Technic bricks with a half pin as a substitute for Technic brick is a huge no-no.
Yeah.
Is this a legal technique?
That's illegal.
It is illegal because it's a plate to plate. If it's a tile to plate, it's legal.
That's fine. Yep.
Yeah.
If you take that out, you will see there are you've made two little dents in the side of the pink piece that will never go away.
Mm-hmm. So this is legal.
Yeah,
it's not.
And they've been doing that since the 70s, 80s.
Yeah, because you don't have the studs to damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say probably the biggest difference, it seems in my mind, is just end user, right? Because when you're building a mock, you're not thinking about anybody else like having to like disassemble, reassemble it, or anything like that. But when you're making a set for an end user, especially for any end user, it has to be easy enough to assemble. So the way that we put things together for mock sometimes, like Blair was saying, where you're doing things kind of upside down and outside in, where you can do like parts that are going to fit together a certain way, but if you can't do it step by step, then it's not really made for an end user to put together. So I imagine that's probably the tricky part to have to think about when you're assembling things.
And I think that's because anybody who's been to a convention knows the pain of when somebody says, so are there instructions for this?
Right. Yeah.
No.
And there's so many of my mocks where I'm just like, I wouldn't wish this process on my best friend, because of the way that I had engineered something to do something, to pushing the brick to the limit, or part of why I called myself Lego Stud on Instagram was because I love the power of the one stud connector. But like you can't hang stuff off of one stud very often in an official Lego set. I mean, it happens every once in a while, but it's very common.
So Lego sets have to be a little more swooshable.
Yeah, durability is a thing. And I know some great builders that make some amazing looking stuff that they will be the first to admit that if you blow on it, it will likely come apart.
Oh, sure. Well, and then not to mention the fact that like when you're building a mock, you're constantly iterating and and reiterating. And then I don't know, when I've built something now for the second or third time and improved it, half the time I don't remember what I did. It just
I guess that's the benefit for me. That's the benefit of doing the digital building, and it's a big reason why I like to build digitally, because I'm doing the iterations To a certain extent. Now I get into the build and I do make some modifications, and at that point I try to take pictures, and if I have the time, I try to also go in and update my digital design so that if I need to take it apart and reassemble it for a show or something breaks, which has happened, like with the Coraline house, that came back from Billin like shattered into 1,000 pieces. So, and then I had a show that week, like the same week, and I had to put it back together like in a day. And thank God I had the digital design for it, so I could essentially just go step by step.
And if you can't do digital design, and you've heard us advocate for this before, but photographs.
Yep.
Yeah, especially anything mechanical, I have to take lots of photographs because I get scared otherwise. Like you know how you have to take something apart to make it better and all that. And if I don't have the photos, I'm a lot more timid about taking stuff apart.
Exactly.
I was told that my Lego builds had to be disassembled for shipping stuff to here, and they made it sound like down to the bricks. And so I was selling mocks and giving mocks away and stuff, but I kept some. And then at the end, I found out I could just put it in a box myself, and I was like, "Well, okay." So
Why do you think that was?
Hmm?
Why do you think that was that they wanted them to?
I wasn't sure if because it didn't end up being that way. I never got clarification on it. It was all very like one person would say one thing and one person would say another, whether with the shipping company or the relocation company or whatever. But
I would imagine it would be something to do with liability.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah,
because then it's like broken or like whatever. I'm like, it's not broken. It's Lego.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, it's basically so you can't sue the shipping company.
Right.
It's not broken. It's just returned to its factory defaults.
Exactly.
Well, I've been reading some deep physics and cosmology books lately, and it talks about entropy, how time moves one direction and it's towards things being more chaotic. I think Lego follows that.
Wow, it's like they know my life. Oh my goodness. Well,
do we know this piece? I guess I'm a little behind the times sometimes, but it's a 2x4 double. Really?
Yeah, I think those came out around the time that Mario sets became a thing. Sometime around then.
Yeah, the double jumper.
Yeah, there's actually one in here. There was like a teal. There was a teal one in this base I was building. Or not teal, turquoise, green. No, it was green. Never mind.
What's the thing about forgetting part names and parts that I've seen before? It's like it's new every time.
Every time.
What surprised me, I think, the most was that's fun. Was discovering that jumper plates have been around since like early 80s.
Forever.
Oh yeah,
and
they've been around for a long time.
I don't really remember those as a part from building with as a kid.
They were definitely not as common as they are now. And there is a major difference, which is that modern jumper plates have the lip at the bottom that was non-existent back when tiles didn't have a lip at the bottom.
Right, so you couldn't actually get them off ever.
Ever.
I imagine. Yeah.
Wow, tiles without the lip. That's you be hard pressed to do mosaic sets like that. Don't make a mistake.
That's commitment.
It's crazy is what it is.
If I ever get really desperate to get a plate or a tile off, I'll get out the X-Acto blade, but then I feel guilty every time because you're going to put little nicks in the side of the plate.
And you can't get it off though. It's useless anyway.
Right.
Yeah, I have the hardest time with like some of the Technic assemblies. Sometimes there just isn't a way to get that stuff apart.
Well, yeah, there are Technic constructions where you actually can never get it apart once you get it together.
Or not without lots of like banging and
it takes some work. It takes some work.
Yeah.
Well, like if you bury an axle inside something just the right way.
I mean, and if you can't get something like this, up against it to get it out, like there's just no way.
There are some superstructures that were in the UCS AT-AT that are like that, where it's almost impossible to undo.
Yeah, they released a video specifically for that actually, because so many people were complaining about it. Lego did like a tips and tricks to show you how to disassemble some of that stuff. It was still hard.
We're making a cute little the little balcony seats in the theater right now, and they're very cute. I mean, like it's got a good decoration on it.
I don't even know what I am still working on just the base. This is the most dissatisfying part of the builds for me, where you're just going through like 4 bags to lay out a base plate and still don't really get an idea of what's.
Oh, well, I mean, at least it's not the Ninjago City where you spend like 2 hours putting tiles down, clear tiles down to make the water, which looks great in the end, but oh my goodness, getting there is something else.
Good job.
So I'm not watching the chat, but raise your hands if you wish they put the 2x at the beginning of doing it.
Yeah.
Sometimes
they usually do.
Sometimes, usually.
Yeah, they need to make it really, really big.
Yeah, like
they
highlight
need a separate page that says 2x on it, like right
that
before
would be
you
ideal.
get to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Oh, that's on me. I didn't know they started doing that. That's on me. That's on me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Scott Caswell calls that Minecraft.
And I'm also like distracted.
Minecraft he was talking about the double jumper.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, right up.
Once I realized what I was building, I should have realized there are 2 epaulets. So,
of course there are. Oh, and here it is in place. It looks really great.
Ooh, let's see. Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, it's like the little side. And the other side is what I was working on last week. The little.
So cute. Yeah, and there's still NDU on the back side too.
Yep. It's looking good.
Oh, Blair missed that episode, I think. I started using an NDU for nice dots usage.
Oh, fun.
New acronym.
Need more of that. More NDU. Oh, my goodness. Well, friends, I think that is going to call it for today. It's been a delight, as always, and we will be... Oh, yes. Of course, it wouldn't be a show if I didn't forget minifigs.
Oh, yeah, minifigs.
What minifigs? Minifigs are out. Maxi figs are in.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Lex.
Gonna start.
There we go. I didn't get to the head yet, but we're good now.
You know, I was hoping, I don't know, Blair, as you move ahead, if there's going to be limitations on you being able to be on video for a while.
This might be the last of me for a minute, just because I got a bunch of paperwork tomorrow, and some of it might include that, but we'll see.
Maybe Brick Blair could come back.
Brick Blair went to live at my mom's. I gave him to my mom because she's part of what got me into puppetry. And so, yeah, she's going to make a display case for him and stuff. But I might recreate him in the future.
I have a suggestion. Just don't sign that paper.
Yeah, I don't want to come home. Yeah, right. I'm good. I'm home now.
Just put a big X. Just put a big X on it, and it'll be fine.
It's really exciting. I mean, I had no expectations, but as soon as I found out I was on superheroes, I was just like Googling the future of the MCU and all these different things, and trying to think about like what might be on the docket for me. And again, this will be the last speculations I have, but like, here's hoping I can do like a wearable Iron Man helmet or something for everybody.
That would be super cool.
You know, I don't know that whether you can talk about this or not, but I would be really interested to find out the degree to which the model designers can totally pick out of the blue what they're going to build versus learning, you know, that it's going to be this. It's going to be a gauntlet, and it's your job to figure out how to make it.
So what they do is they take the 24 designers and then they make them walk into a room unannounced with a bunch of fog. And then there's a host there with Amy and Jamie.
No.
And they walk out and they tell you the set brief, and then they all have to run to tables under a clock. That's how it works.
I hear it's a little bit more playful than that, Moto.
That's good.
But they
get more than 6 to 8 hours.
I hear it's a bit of a mix of both. It's mostly, you know, things that the company needs and that we make based on market needs. And, you know, especially with IPs, like, you know, this movie's coming out in 3 years. These, you know, $5, $20, $50, $100 sets need to be made. But then there's also the opportunity for people to pitch stuff and create your own things and hang out and play and just come up with stuff. And some of those things from the playful moments do become official sets. And that's what it's all about, is just, you know, learning through play, both on this end and on the other, you know, the receiving end of things. So it's really, really cool. It's a lot to take in. Even just the whispers I'm hearing before my official first day are just so much awesome stuff. I mean, it's crazy cool.
You jinxed it, Flynn. I just had to lay down a whole bunch of water tile.
Very good. All right, friends. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and minifigs. I keep trying.
The show that
I'm just gonna keep saying it until it's true. Okay, Holly.
I guess we'll go with my spooky dwarf or whatever. That I don't even know who he is, but this guy.
Very good. I like his beard.
I do too, and it's got you can't see it because the hair covers it, but it has like a braid in the back too, which is very cool.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Scott says, I can't wait to see Blair do Galactus. Yes, we need a full-size, life-size Galactus, please.
There we go.
I mean, if you know what's coming in the superhero universe, there are some pretty cool things on the horizon. That's for sure.
Right.
Very good.
I had to hand Aviator Mickey.
Oh, how cute!
The scarf extends down the back of his torso.
Very good.
Little heart, or it looks like a heart, but it's really a Mickey head, Mickey face.
He got his wings.
Got his wings. So
very good. Moto.
Nice.
Space. All right. And let's see who has it. Space. Spaceship. Blair.
This one. I haven't opened it yet, but that was like Blacktron.
Yeah, sorry, it's hard to see.
Yeah, that was like my favorite minifigure when I was a kid. So I'm so excited to get this like ultimate version of him.
Very good. All right, let's see. Okay, and now it's our turn. Although I gotta get up and grab something. But okay, go ahead.
Okay. Going in the way back machine here. Phone home. That'd be E.T. One of the odder-looking friendly aliens I've ever seen.
Yeah, I just pulled that one out of a pile because one of my kids wanted to play Dimensions again. So.
Well, and then I just discovered that this minifig is on the list of the top 10 most expensive minifigs.
Oh yeah.
That's Barb.
Yeah.
Yep.
And apparently the cheapest one on eBay right now is $1,000.
Oh, why is that?
Oh my goodness.
What is it?
Barb from Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Poor Barb.
Oh, I've never seen the show.
It was an SDCC exclusive.
Yeah. I still have the package for it too. I gotta say that's a good thing. Like the packages that these come in are like clamshells, so you can freely open and close them. So when I decide to sell this, when I retire, I can put it back in the box.
It's too late. You showed it open on a live stream.
Oh.
The Prospector left the box. That's it.
No,
folks.
no longer mint.
Yep. Prospector left the box.
Oh, I messed up. Oh no.
Meh.
Oh, I messed up. No, I can't get this piece off. No.
Uh-oh. Is it Technic?
No, it's like one of those angled. If I could get the piece off, I'd show you. It's like one of these pieces, the piece that's on top here, and it's like wedged in somewhere where I can't get anything under it, or there's nothing to grab it. So
Okay, I just exploded the whole model I'm working on, so that's great. Oh no, that's the wrong way.
not the way.
But I can
This
pull
is not
This
the
is
way.
not the way.
No, this is the way.
Oh, that's so good.
Wow.
Wow.
It's printed.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. That's beautiful.
Cannot wait to get
Flynn is now an apostle. He took off his mock on the stream.
Yes.
My cat just found the piece I dropped. Thanks, Muffin.
My goodness.
Well,
All right,
it's been
friends.
fun hanging out with you all.
Yes, and I'm so glad you could join us for
Well, me
a
too.
final-ish time. Final
For now.
finale
A little bit.
time.
A little bit of normalcy over here.
Right.
It's a little more like home.
You know, I always say at
It
the
feels
end
more
of
like home, except that I was actually ready for it, which felt very not normal. But then again, it was 7 o'clock in the evening, so if I'm not ready by now, that's not a good sign for tomorrow.
You know, I always say at the end of the show, happy building, but Blair especially, happy building. I know
Happy
it's going to be
building.
a huge adventure.
Awesome.
very excited for you.
Well, thanks everybody so much for coming and hanging out with us. We will be back next week. I believe, is it Easter next week?
Yep.
I think
Ah.
it's coming right up.
Oh,
Mhm.
we're out of town. I think I told you that. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we won't be here.
So, well, yeah. I'm not an Easter celebrator, so really. So, I love jelly beans, but that's about the extent of it.
Oh, and chocolate. I mean, let's get real.
That's one
But
way to
we'll-
celebrate. Yeah.
So, hope y'all have a great week. We will see you next Sunday. And until then, don't forget to stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, wear your mask when and where you still need to, get all of those shots, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Happy building.
Bye.
I have nothing funny to say.